Courtney Clenney felt like her life was in danger. She grabbed a knife to protect herself. But was she really the one who was in danger? Hello, my miracles, and welcome to another episode of Coffee and Crime. Episode 65, if only. So grab your coffee and let's talk some crime. In 2016, Courtney Clenney started posting online as a fitness model. She came in at the right time. Her social media blew up very quickly. She was attractive and had a bubbly personality. Then in 2017, OnlyFans showed up on the scene. At first, OnlyFans was a site for people to go on and monetize their posts. Celebrities began to use this site to connect more to their fans. However, as we all know, this site turned into, well, something inappropriate. And 21-year-old Courtney Clenney saw nothing but dollar signs. During the COVID pandemic, OnlyFans skyrocketed, and while Courtney was on a content shoot in Tulum, Mexico, she met Christian Omonselli while he was on vacation. Christian came from a North Texas Nigerian community. He had an engineering degree, he was attractive, funny, and he had his life together, and he was what Courtney needed. After just 3 months of dating, Christian moved in with Courtney. He would begin helping Courtney with her photos and her business. They seemed great together, however, cracks began to appear. During a trip to Aspen, Courtney can be seen on a video calling Christian dumb and accusing him of flirting with another woman. Both of them were yelling and putting hands on each other. This couple was explosive. Relocating to Miami, Florida from Texas, where the majority of OnlyFans content creators were, Courtney and Christian may have hoped it would be a fresh start to their strained relationship. One Paraiso, located at 3131 Northeast 7th Avenue, is a beautiful high-rise condominium complex in Miami, Florida. This is where Courtney and Christian called home. But on April 3rd, 2022, at 4:57 p.m., Courtney calls 911, and you can hear Christian saying, "Courtney, I think I'm gonna die. I can't feel my arm." Then Courtney yells into the phone, "My boyfriend is dying of a stab wound. Baby, I'm so sorry." Police respond to the complex and make entry into the couple's condo, and what they find is Christian slumped over and Courtney holding him. The police yell at Courtney to get up so that they can help Christian. Dogs are barking and Courtney is screaming. It's a chaotic scene. Officers finally detain Courtney while EMTs try to stabilize Christian. They place him on a stretcher and take him to the hospital. Courtney is then taken to police headquarters to give a formal statement. While investigators are at the scene, they talk to the building security and discover that they had received a lot of calls about Christian and Courtney's unit. There were at least 9 documents from other tenants, from noise complaints and fighting to calls to 911 about domestic disturbances. Doctors continued to try to save Christian's life while Courtney sits in an interrogation room, being questioned about the couple's history. Domestic violence was the forefront of their relationship. On April 1st, 2 nights before the incident, police were called to the building's complex by the building security. Courtney had broken up with Christian a few days earlier, yet he followed her into the building, supposedly pushing her and making threats. She stated she didn't want to press charges. Courtney then took Christian back. The couple was on again. According to Courtney, what led up to the incident was on the afternoon of April 3rd, Courtney could not locate Christian, and when Christian came back to the condo, she asked if he had unshared his location on his phone, blocking her from finding him. He said yes, he had. He agreed to reshare his location if she would reshare hers. Courtney said, quote, "Well, what if I'm somewhere you don't want me to be?" End quote. This backhanded comment, according to Courtney, made Christian furious. He pinned her to the wall and began choking her on the floor. He eventually released his grip, however, the couple continued fighting. And at one point, Courtney grabs a knife out of the kitchen, telling Christian to stay away. But Courtney says he kept coming after her, and she claims to have flung the knife at Christian. At 10:45 p.m., another detective enters the interrogation room, and informs Courtney that Christian did not survive. Courtney gasps and clutches her throat, seemingly shocked, and continues to repeat, "Christian is dead?" Courtney is released a few hours after her statement. She then moves back to Texas to be near her family. On April 7th, 4 days after Christian's death, a thorough investigation begins. They begin to dig into the couple's past. The big question was, who was typically the victim in all of these domestic violence reports? An incident in Las Vegas on July 27, 2021, found Courtney being the abuser. They had been in an argument in their hotel room when she had thrown a glass at Christian. She was charged, but eventually those charges were dropped. Then, watching the video surveillance in the condo complex, the police witnessed Courtney being physically violent to Christian in the elevator. Seemingly fearful, Christian began recording the fights him and Courtney would have. And surprise, surprise, Courtney seemed to be the violent one. 4 months after the murder, a press conference was held. The district attorney announced that Courtney would be charged with 1 count of second-degree murder. Courtney was taken into custody and still remains there until her trial, which is rumored to begin sometime this year. Christian was only 27 years old when he was stabbed just once, and that one stab ended his life. If only they would just have ended their relationship. If only one or both of them had just walked away from one of those violent fights. If only the couple would have never met. If only. Thank you for watching this episode of Coffee and Crime. If you like this video, click that like button. And if you're not a miracle and want to be, click that subscribe button and watch a miracle happen. I'm Miracle Girl for Coffee and Crime. I'll see you next time.